Man, this title screen is so peaceful. Like being back out in the woods on the hiking trails. Good times. Hey everyone, welcome back to a Let's Play of AER Memories of Old with your host Invalid. Let's see where the game decides to dump us. Once again, one of these little bird shrines. We spawn every single time at one of these, seems like. I almost want to turn the music off and just listen to the ambience of the game, but I feel like we'd miss out on some of the experience doing that. It's been a little bit since the last episode, or last video in general. Reason for that is I went on a camping trip this past weekend, and we did some hiking in the mountains of the Shenandoah Valley. And going back to the title screen of this game was just, it reminded me both of the hikes that we did this past weekend, and also of the backpacking trips that I've done in the parks of California, which are on average much, much larger than any park you will find on the East Coast of the United States. It's kind of crazy. The one park that we used to go to is kind of out in the middle of nowhere, even now, today. And 400 square miles was the size of the park. Mount Lassen Volcanic National Park. 6-hour drive, 400 square miles of pure, unadulterated wilderness, with a couple park ranger stations here and there, of course. And beautiful scenery. I kinda wish I could do flips, but oh well. Oh god. Oh, slow down, slow down, slow down. Ah, I'm going too fast. It's not. Why is it not? Okay. It's not braking again for some reason? Hold on. Why is it not doing the braking thing? I don't understand. Hold on. It's not doing the braking thing again. What the hell? Okay, I'm holding down both of the triggers. What the heck? I wonder if it's because I use the mouse. That's so weird. Huh. Alright, well, that's interesting. Anyway. And yeah, 400 square miles of national park. And that's small for California. There are parks out there bigger than half the states on the East Coast, and that one park that's 400 square miles is small. It just cracks me up. But it's so quiet compared to the East Coast forest. It's kind of crazy. Anyway, where we last left off. Oh my goodness, I am so happy to be back in this game. Where we last left off, we had gotten to the city of On, which appears to be very off right now. Sorry, that pun didn't work out nearly as well as I hoped it would, but whatever. And I guess now we're at the archives? Because we got a key. But I'm not entirely sure. Oh, this is gonna suck. I can't brake. Alright, well. I wonder if it has to do with using the mouse in the menu and that the game gets confused or something. Because the banking works, but braking doesn't, so I don't know, whatever. But yeah, we got a key, so now we're gonna go into the archives and see what the two-tailed fox and I'm presuming the oh god, I forgot. Leafla. The hold on a second. Hold on a second. There's a group in Europe, and this question is kind of pointed at. I am not the developer in the comments, but also just to anyone in Europe in general, or anyone who's heard of this group. There's a group called Heilung. And it is some of the most intense stuff. The reason I bring them up is because they had a live event a few years ago in Europe called Heilung Lifa. The god, well, not really god, but the spirit animal of the deer is named Leafla. Is there any significance there? And speaking of names and significance, I ended up looking up something else, but I kind of want to, actually advance the story a little bit here, so let's do that. Yeah, there's the key that we picked up. Okay. This is one of the few games where the aesthetics send chills down my spine. In a good way. That was frickin' wow. That was cool. I'll talk about visuals a little more, hopefully later this episode, but I want to finish my thought first. Let go of me. These are holy grounds, not just another power source for the taking. Oh boy. That is a very good segue into the God King Koroku. Koroku? I think? Pretty sure it's Koroku. I actually looked up. Something struck me because I was watching another Let's Player, Scribe. I've mentioned him a couple times now in my videos. He's a much more informative channel than I am when it comes to video game development and that kind of stuff. But in his Neo 2 Let's Play, he mentioned something about the name Koroku came up there. And Neo is very heavily inspired by Japanese history and mythology. So I thought, you know what, let's look that up. What's the significance of Koroku? I couldn't find anything in regards to legends in the maybe 3 or 4 hours I spent researching it, which is not a whole lot of time to research, but what I did find was the fact that Koroku was the oft-used name, kind of a bastardized name if you will, of stagehands that were all dressed in black with the intention of them being invisible, of being just part of the rest of the play and not actually having any significance to the action or the story that was happening in the play, in the plays of Japan, essentially stagehands. So, if that's where the name comes from, why is the God King named Koroku? And I also find it interesting the significance that everything we've seen having to deal with the void, and now potentially the God King himself being black, this black rock, this dark rock, is he a key player in setting up for someone that's much more significant, that we just can't see yet? Or that we couldn't see at the time of the God King's uprising? I just found those thoughts very interesting, so to speak. Ooh. Ooh, I don't like this. I really don't like this. How did this game go from beautiful outdoor mythology and scenery to to Amnesia and Silent Hill aesthetics? What is this? Dude. I am not. I think I know what your name is, because you showed some of your, brain fart, hold on a second. You shared a link that, I actually found in my earlier searches of concept art for this game. You and the other two artists that worked on this game did a phenomenal job with the aesthetics. Phenomenal. And I mean that in every way. If this isn't a testament to your work and the other two, I don't know what is. Because the visuals are simplistic, but they're beautiful. The contrast and saturation of the colors makes everything pop. Like, and the environments, every environment here tells a story, and I love that. The two temples that we've, I don't know if Leafless Grove, the altar and the tree, would count as a temple necessarily, but every environment is telling a story, and I love that. I absolutely love it. Now we're in this decaying place of industry and this very dark tonality. The Western Monument. So, are these remnants of the restructuring to essentially idolize the God King? That's what it seems like, because that statue is very much human. Human-esque, I should say. You know, aside from the immense stature. Oh, and we're getting all these purple lights that... There was a video I watched a while back that talked about the significance of purple and its association with corruption, specifically in video games. And we're seeing more of that again here. Just these dark palettes. These dark brown and purple palettes with this industrialization and corruption of what the world was once was. Oof. More of these broken lion statues. Okay. That's high. If it wasn't for the fact that I'm a bird priestess, or playing as a bird priestess, and there's no fall damage, I probably have a little bit of vertigo right there. Because that was a pit, whoops. So... we just came from there. There's a stairwell here that leads back. Okay, so this is a way back. Sorry if the video started a little bit there. It's... game's dropping a couple frames here and there. It's not you guys. Not YouTube being YouTube. That is, in fact, the game. There's a lot going on in here. Holy cow. I can see why the game would stutter. I'm not... I mean, my system hardware isn't, like, modern, but it's still pretty good, and it's chugging a little bit here. Probably getting a little bit of CPU bottleneck, because the CPU is, like, way old. It's an i5 4440 stock. 3.1 gigahertz, not overclocked. It's probably getting in its overtime right now. Yeah, more of these statues of this king. Almost, it's kind of weird. I'm getting almost... Oh. Nice ears, dude. The dreams of the people are calm again. I hope this whole ordeal with the king is nothing more than an old man worrying about nothing. The dreams of the people are calm again. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, this white knighting, almost. And in a modern context, that's actually, that wasn't intentional, but that's surprisingly on the nose. Of this perceived notion of needing to save people from something that isn't actually that big of an issue, I guess is the best way to put it. We found a fortune. There are multiple pockets of air below. Loads more than we anticipated. Pockets of air. That's, again, it's referencing this air, some sort of substance or something that we haven't yet heard the meaning of. The elevator isn't working again. Who keeps turning off the main switch? The elevator's having some issues, huh? Interesting. Oh, so these are probably calls to the elevator then. Alright. Geez, I've been recording for almost 18 minutes and I have gotten nowhere. Well, I guess he might be having a bit of a longer episode this time around. And speaking of aesthetics, one of the other people commented that this is self-shading. According to the... I mean, he already put it in the comments, but I Am Not did a minor correction. It's not actually cel-shading, but it's very much like it, where you have this... Well, let me just pull up the comment that he said. This isn't actually cel-shaded. It does have hard cutoff between color values like cel-shading does, this is true, but the methods for it is different. The style is also sometimes called low poly, which is again a bit misleading. Its main feature, if you will, is that the faces that make up the model is set to have hard edges. Basically, flat surfaces is set to act as flat surfaces, while in most cases they are faked to seem smooth. And apparently this visual style was inspired by Wind Waker, very heavily. I believe, I haven't played a whole lot of the Zelda games, unfortunately, but I'm 90% sure Wind Waker was one of them. I think it was one of those that came out in like 2004, 3. You can tell I don't play my Zelda games very much. My introduction was Link to the Past, and then the next one I played was Majora's Mask, like 10 years later on an emulator. Oh man. And the only reason I've been able to enjoy the splendor of Breath of the Wild is because one of my friends owns it on a Switch. My goodness. For someone who wants to be a writer, I'm really bad with my grammar during speaking. Oh dear. Alright, well let's activate this and see what it does. Oh, this is like... That's a vault. Okay, so this is activate the panels again. Holy cow, I wasn't even paying attention to the environment. We got this whole boiler activation steam system going on. Ooh. I'm getting Machine for Pig vibes all over again. Oops. So this is for the main elevator, correct? No, I was completely wrong. Oh my goodness. Wow. But yeah, you can... Oh, this is actually a really good way to illustrate it. Hold on, let me see if I can, like, mess with the camera here a little bit. Well, actually, you can see it right here. What I Am Not was talking about with the... How every polygon is shaded rather than faking this smoothing surface for lighting. You can see each individual triangle. And you can see each individual triangle and square that was used in all of the models. And it does give it a very distinctive, almost retro aesthetic. which is really pleasing, actually. At least for me. And I kind of wonder, was this the intent from the start, or is this something that you guys settled on? Because I know you said, again, this question is pointed at I am not. I am not said that there were a lot of iterations of this game, and I've seen that too based on what I've read. Oh, this is the main elevator. Okay, I think. Yeah, here we go. So where is this taking us to the top floor, or is this taking us somewhere else? Oh, these panels are active now. Yeah, okay. What the? Oh, okay. I guess we got some more of this going on. Oh, is this like a timing puzzle? It has to be. Yeah, so this has to be a one-way ticket. Jump for your life! Okay. Well, we're in. I guess there's no going back, huh? Oh, that's a really... I don't like that feeling it gives me. This feeling of being trapped. Oh, I don't like that at all. We got some more stairwells. Got another one of these pictograph templates. Or tablets, rather. I don't know why I said templates. Huh. Feast in honor of the only god Kuroku, forever is his reign. King of kings and soon the ruler of the known world. Huh. Self-proclaimed god. That imagery, that phrasing just does not leave my mind when it comes to Kuroku. Because he seems very human. And it seems like his reign was almost self-proclaimed. He called himself the God King, and therefore he is the God King. Oops. Hope I didn't miss anything. Oh, well, we have a way to get back up, so it's not too big a deal. But, shit. You get back up, not go back down. That's why there's a hole. Is there anything up here? Huh. Making me wonder how much of the stuff that has fallen is from before the archives were tainted or rebuilt, more or less. How much of this is, and how much of it is just rubble. Should we remove these old scrolls before we start up the drill? Oh man. And I think I brought this up in one of my other episodes for this Let's Play, but very much striking of the vibes of religious intolerance. Especially from a monotheistic perspective. Now, to be fair to a lot of people, there are plenty of people that follow who knows what kind of religion that are wonderful people to know. They're very helpful, just awesome, but when you look back at history, even recent history, there's so much division amongst religions. I mean, like, even with the monotheistic religions themselves, it's still very much... It's almost polarizing. If you follow this one certain belief, then it's almost like the other people don't seem to matter. Even though the foundations of your religions are pretty much the same in a lot of respects. It's just
what particular people do you focus on, and what are your interpretations of different events and of the world? And then you have the whole thing about where people live or what their practices are. I mean, shoot, you have the Catholic Church. I don't think they've ever had a century where they didn't go on without persecuting someone. They had the Crusades. There was the whole thing with the Roman Catholic Church that, because the Romans used to be super tolerant of other religions, and then Catholicism came along, and there went that. Then they had the Crusades, the Spanish Inquisition, just a whole bunch of stuff, and you still have those almost cult-like religious leaders that will have quote-unquote Christians do things that are very much against their doctrine. Oh, we're back here. Oh, okay. So I guess just top down here? I got so sidetracked. I was on autopilot this entire time. Holy cow. What was I even talking about? Yeah, the hypocrisy with Christianity and people going after other people, even though, because you have the Ten Commandments and all that stuff that Jesus preached and whatnot. Then you have the Muslims, where it's like, you have the radical extremist groups. I know a lot of Muslims that are really, really friendly, and they're actually very much open to discussion about these different religious topics, but I don't know, man. And then even the Jews are in Israel. Like, what's going on with the Palestinians there? And it's kind of ironic, considering that usually Judaism, people that follow the Jewish people, are the ones that get discriminated against. But now here we are in the modern day watching what's going on in Israel with the quote-unquote Holy Land. Like, if the land is really that important to you, wouldn't it be better to somehow make it work so that you guys could coexist together instead of spilling blood and making the land unholy, if you will? I just find it sad, really, that there's enough of an intolerance going on that people are willing to shed blood over it rather than discuss and just explore the world and other people's perspectives. That's a big part of how I became who I am today, is being willing to talk about that kind of stuff. But it's not just people that follow Western religions or monotheistic religions. I mean, I've been a part of pagan circles here on the East Coast on occasion, and even amongst those groups, they're making sacrificial rites to the same gods, to the same deities, with fires and herbs and plants and whatnot, and they'll bicker about the proper way to do something. Like, if you have...
I'm not getting up there at all, am I? Alright, well, try that again.
But if you have a spiritual or religious practice that you follow that helps you be the best person that you can, doesn't hurt anybody else, and other people are doing that too, it shouldn't matter. You should be able to work things out when there are overlapping issues that you guys have. There's a reason we came up with language.
No. What? Hold on a second. I want to these spokes. There we go. Interesting indeed. Whee! But, I went on one of my rambles again. What else is new? So I think that's the last one for the vault, right? No, it raised that platform. Alright. Interesting. Oh, bugger. Oh well. Back to the top we go. Oh, that's how it works. Okay. But yeah, just the history of religious intolerance brought to you by Invalid. A brief summation on why saying your religion is the best is not necessarily founded in truth. I don't even know what I just said. That made no sense. I'm just gonna redact that whole piece. I'm not gonna do that. I'm too lazy. I'm willing to admit to my mistakes, you know? If we make mistakes and we learn from them, that's all anyone can ask for. Just have the foresight to understand if it's gonna be a catastrophic mistake, you know? Learn from other people's mistakes too. And you know how you can do that? By reading your history. The king's men are soon here. We need to hurry. I hope the scrolls will be safe in here. So these are people trying to save the scrolls, I guess. So I wonder, were they insiders or were they also fleeing from... Were they openly fleeing from the oppression going on here? Oh, that's kind of interesting. I didn't notice that the locks were colored. I know the platforms weren't, but the locks are definitely colored. Red, blue, yellow, huh? Come to think of it, that's actually... That kind of seems like the entire color scheme for this area. Because the only tones that I've really seen are shades of red, blue, and yellow combined together. At least in as far as additive colors are concerned. So, interesting. Tying all the aesthetics together. When the Creator made the humans, the Keeper of Dreams came forward and stood guard. He saw the link between the Great Dreamer and eternity. The Keeper of Dreams. Interesting. Sometimes fear and nightmares were born into the world, and when snatched up by human thought, they turned into horrible realities. So he prepared powerful songs of time and peace, stories to lead the nightmares astray, and he trapped them in eternal scrolls and stored them away. Horrible stories, never to come true, stored and forgotten in his halls of sleep. Oh, that gave me chills down my spine. And this just leads back out here. Oh, that gave me chills down my spine. Wow. So then that makes me wonder, with the... Because they were talking about removing or burning or doing something with the scrolls. So did those nightmares get released? Is that part of what this whole process is? Or is it... Did they read the scrolls? Ooh, that's interesting. Do the scrolls have far more significance than those people would attribute it to? Ooh, I like that. Questions upon questions. Oh, okay. That's very vault-like. Wait. Is the Keeper of Dreams one of the Guardians? Holy shit. Wow, this is one of the never-ending evenings. Holy cow. So the time has come, finally. Then this marks the time for the Keeper of Dreams to wake from this daydream, and to resign. To wake from this daydream and resign? The Keeper of Dreams is one of the Guardians. How could I protect your people from the nightmares that lurked within their dreams as you ceased to believe in me? I doubt you will be able to overcome the shadow that lurks in your world, little human. There is a shadow in every human as well. Yo, that aesthetic. A shadow called emptiness that can't be filled with power nor possessions. Shallow minds led way for the void to come into existence, eating everything away. This thing called want? The Creator had to sacrifice himself to lock away the ravenous void. Oh shit. And the lands and skies were shattered in the Great Divide. That's the Great Light they're talking about. Holy cow. Heed my word, little human. Will you be able to find the last fragment before the void does? For myself, I claim the deep sleep and leave my concerns to you. I am free. Second piece of the fragment, second fragment of power. Oh boy. Didn't he have 2 lines before? I remember that thing having 2 lines before. Oh shoot, did I miss stuff in there? I hope I didn't. Wow. I'm getting all kinds of feels from this game that I wasn't expecting. Wow, jeez. Achievement unlocked. Knowledge for power. Oh. We're back to the Eastern Steppes. Well then. Oh, whoa. That's interesting lighting. We can see the stars almost. Huh. Aim for the moon. If you miss, you'll land among the stars. Dark Rock has taken over this place. Well, on that rather depressing note, there's a lot to unpack. Oh man. I'm gonna have to simmer on that for a while. I probably won't, I'm just gonna record the next episode right after this, but man. This is getting very interesting. To I Am Not and Robert Yelta, apparently the H is silent, and everyone else who worked at Forgotten Key, thank you for blessing the world with this game. This is awesome, dude. But that's gonna do it for now. Thank you all for watching, and in the next episode we're gonna figure out where to go next, I guess, and do some more exploring around here. So until then, thank you all for joining me on this journey. I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye for now.